What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to go over 8 essential drum beats for any church setting. Hi, my name is Joseph, and I'm a drummer over at the Elim, Los Angeles church, and I've been a drummer for the past 17 years. And in my experience, I've noticed that these 8 beats are basically the essentials. Now, I went ahead and I divided these 8 beats into 3 groups. Now, the first group is what I like to call the worship group, or the Cantos de Adoracion. And in this group, we have 2 beats. Now, this first beat is basically the foundation to every other beat that we're going to go over today. And it's what I like to call the 4/4 rock groove. Now, this drum beat can be played comfortably anywhere from 60 to about 80 BPM. Here is an example of that drum beat right now. Now, this second drum beat is what we call the 6/8 groove. Now, the only thing that's different about the 6/8 groove is basically the time signature. It does have more of a swing feel, and here is an example of that drum beat right now. Now, what I'm actually going to go ahead and do for you guys is put some songs down in the description below that you guys can go ahead and check out later and go ahead and practice those songs on your own. And by the end of this video, you guys will have a basic understanding of all these beats. Now, this 6/8 drum beat can be played comfortably anywhere from about 120 to about 140 BPM. And don't forget that on whatever metronome you are practicing on, change the time signature from 4/4 either to 3/4 or 6/8. And I cannot stress enough the importance of practicing with a metronome. This second group does have 3 out of the 8 beats we're learning today. Now, this group is called the moderate group, or the Moderada category. Now, this group is so dynamic because songs can range anywhere from about 80 BPM up to about 140 BPM. The first beat that we're going to learn in this group is what I call a slow moderate beat. Here's an example of that beat right now. Now, the second beat is what I like to call a fast moderate beat. So basically the same beat as the slow moderate, just a little faster. Here is an example of that beat right now. And this was why I said it was so important to learn that first 4/4 rock groove, because it's basically the same beat across the board, just sped up every single time. And obviously, dynamic is different every single time. Now, this third beat is what I like to call a disco moderate beat. It's basically the same concept as a slow moderate song, but the dynamic is different on the hi-hat. Here is an example of a disco moderate beat right now. This final group does have the final 3 beats of the 8 beats we're going over today. And this group is called the Jubilo, or Cantos de Jubilo. Now, the first beat in this group is what I call a disco beat, or what some of you guys actually may know it as, which is the Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats beat. Here's an example of that right now. So you notice that the disco beat does have an offbeat on the hi-hat, but the snare is still on 2 and 4. Now, this next beat is what I call a gospel beat. Now, you guys may know it under a different name, but if the concept is the same, then we're on the right track. Here's an example of that gospel beat right now. Now, what I like the most about this gospel beat is when that bass groove comes in, right? You know that church is about to go off. Now, this third and final beat is what I call a Messianic beat. Now, it's very similar to the disco beat where the hi-hat is on the offbeat, but the dynamic on the snare changes to where the first beat on the snare is actually on the offbeat as well. Here is an example of that Messianic beat right now. Now, this beat is very particular because I like to play this beat either when I want to change up a song and not just play disco or gospel the whole time, but I like to also play it on some of the older songs that we play at our church. And in this Jubilo section, the BPM can range from 140 up to about 160 BPM. Now, if there's a beat that I miss, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Or also, if there's a beat that you want me to go maybe a bit more in depth, go ahead and let me know down below. And now I just want to say thank you to everybody who has shown love and support on my previous videos. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.